Jesus Christ, really?
Don't forget to become a member of UnrealEntGaming's Patreon for exclusive manga content and early access. Isn't that right, Seth?
I already joined his Patreon today. Tons of great stuff on there, actually. But did you really have to blow up the city?
Yes.
Blew up the dominoes. You blew up the dominoes and you're laughing. Do you realize the f***ing crisis here?
And you will be next. Unless you subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications right now.
Or else what? You'll aggressively scream another man's name for several hours?
Kakarot! Kakarot!
And so everything that our brave mortal warriors had been fighting for has all come down to this, as with Lord Pharix now looking to put an end to our heroes in the process, despite them showing signs of never wanting to give up, but instead continue to challenge Lord Pharix. I'm afraid that it's now or never if they wish to finally get this done, because anything less than their absolute best will they only be met with total annihilation in the very end.
As our story now continues following the initial events of Goku, Vegeta, and Broly now having to join forces in going up against Universe 16's God of Destruction, Pharix, as with neither party looking to leave anything on the table, it was only just upon with Pharix now shown having to power up was when Pharix then went on to respond. And so now that I have extended my invitation in welcoming you all to your destruction against me, if there was ever a better time for the three of you to reveal the secrets behind what you believe makes you stand out amongst the rest as being Universe 7's mightiest and most powerful mortal warriors, then this is going to be your one and only final chance to prove it to me, because after this battle is over and done with, I am going to obliterate you mortals and prove that Beerus' warriors are nothing more than a flash in the pan once and for all. And so now go on and show me this so-called warrior spirit that your race appears to take great pride in, and I will go and respond in the only way that I know how, and that is by first breaking your bodies in half, followed by then going and breaking your warrior spirits after, to which as Goku, Vegeta, and Broly were then making their way towards Pharix was when Goku then went on to quickly respond. Alright, now listen, whatever happens while we're locked and engaged in battle against him, don't stop putting the pressure on him until one of our sides ends up breaking first, you got it? And so now let's go and put him in his place and show him exactly what we're made of, to which as they were then shown having to do so, it was only just upon immediate contact with Broly, Goku, and Vegeta being shown having to smash right into Pharix was when Pharix then went on to quickly respond. You call this a battle? This is but child's play to me, mortals. And here I expected more of an impact. So is this truly the best that Universe 7 has to offer? This is what your God of Destruction is proud of? Because if this is the hardest that you mortals can collectively come together and hit me with, then you are all completely doomed and we have hardly even started fighting yet. And so now show me. Show me what you worms kept referring to when you talked about your warrior's pride, to which as Vegeta and Goku were then shown having to attempt to kick Pharix was when Vegeta then went on to quickly chime back in. Bro, like you would know anything about pride, destroyer! What could you ever possibly hope to fight for when your one and only main goal is to judge those whom you deem to be lesser life forms than you and destroy them without a trace? You have no honor, whereas we fight for something that is far greater than you can ever hope to imagine. Oh, spare me the pity, mortal, Pharix went on to lean on back by then grabbing onto Goku and Vegeta's leg. What you Saiyans fight for is but an abstract construct compared to what we gods of destruction are given to uphold. And it stretches far beyond what your primitive little minds can understand, Pharix went on to continue upon being shown knocking Broly back. For why do you think us gods despise your governing threatening God of Destruction Beerus for, huh? Well, it's simple, for it is the exact same reason that because we deem him to be unworthy of standing among us, that we also find it impossible to believe that his universe of all places would harbor such powerful warriors such as yourselves, which is exactly why I had brought you mortals here for, to test you in seeing where you stand. Whoa, how very interesting, Angel Riza went on to observe by then having to chime in from afar. Though Lord Pharix possesses immense power, arguably surpassing that of the Saiyans in raw strength, there is an element at play here that could tilt the scales in the Saiyans' favor, and from the looks of it, that very element just might in fact turn out to be their sheer determination, Rizel continues. And with the Saiyans' resolve to see this battle through until the end and actually win, their unwillingness to yield could prove to be a problem if this battle isn't brought to an end quickly, because even as I see it happening now, it is this kind of determination and focus that could very well turn the tide against Lord Pharix in this battle if he isn't careful, because I can already see based on their fighting patterns, Rizel went on to then continue, that those two who are left with him, this Gohan, well now this is interesting. You two appear to be attempting to fight me while in sync with one another, are you? Yes, which only goes as far as to tell me that this isn't the first time that you two have teamed up before, now has it? Yes, but of course, now I see on why you are both able to move in a very similar way in battle when engaging me as one. But if you honestly believe that I haven't dealt with such odds in my time before, Pharix went on to continue upon now being shown having to uppercut Goku in the stomach, then you can guess again, students of Universe 7, as I am ready for it. And but then, it was only now suddenly from out of nowhere with Goku now being shown having to grab onto Pharix's entire arm was when Goku then went on to quickly respond, "Oh, Vegeta, hurry! I've got him held in place, and so you've got to go and make a move on him right now! And so I might not be able to hold him here for long! Oh, so is that what you think is going to work on me?" But then, it was yet again now from out of nowhere with Ultra Ego Vegeta now shown having to blast Pharix from behind was when Vegeta quickly went on to then chime in, "Oh, why don't you just give it a rest already? Quickly, Broly! He's wide open, and so hold nothing back. Now watch your back and take cover, Kakarot. Now send him right back to me." Alright, he's all yours then, Goku went on to duck on under as Broly made his way in to kick Pharix into Vegeta. And so now let's hurry and circle back around him so that way he isn't able to get a single inch to recover, Goku shouts. Oh yes, that's right, Vegeta went on to then chime back in as Pharix made his way towards Vegeta. Yes, now I've got you locked within my sights, you sneaky fool. And this time, you aren't going to be turning anyone's arm to stone. But then, it was only just as Pharix had gone as far as to readjust his body and having to smash his way right into Vegeta was when Pharix then went on to respond, "And you think that by having you be the one to make that call against me will be what wins you the battle? No, I don't think so. As none of your collective attempts, no matter how badly you try, will be enough to keep me down, mortal. And while your spirit calls for you to continue to resist me in battle despite knowing that you have no chance of besting my ability to use the power of destruction better than I can, none of you will be effective enough to do anything against me that will change that," Pharix continues. "Why you?" Broly says, with Vegeta then shockingly enough having to stick his arm out at Pharix by then responding, "And that's exactly where you went wrong, especially if you think that we don't have the ability to push right through you, Destroyer. Because you aren't the first, as I'm sure that you're not going to be the last of them either," Vegeta went on to then blast Pharix up in the sky by then responding, "As what are you waiting for? Quickly now, Broly! Don't allow for him to get an inch on us, and while he's unable to attack, go and launch your attack upwards and blast that bastard right now! Remember how he tried to talk down upon you and how he tried to demean your legacy as a Saiyan warrior, Broly? Now blast him!" And blast Universe 16's God of Destruction Broly did, because with Broly and Vegeta's combined attacks now shown creating a massive explosion in the sky was when Vegeta then went on to continue, "There we are, and so I know that should have at least proven to be enough to do some kind of damage. It just has to, because there's no way that he will be able to emerge from such an attack like that unscathed. And so now where is he? Because I know he's planning something up there. To which, as soon as Pharix was then shown dashing on down, it was only proven now that Pharix had only sustained minimal amounts of damage despite having both attacks having to collide into him, as Pharix then went on to shout, "A valiant attempt, but how many times must I go and tell you, mortals, that you won't be able to win?" But then, it was just from out of nowhere as quickly as it happened, with Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku now shown having to use his speed and getting behind Pharix and grabbing him, was when Goku then went on to respond, "Oh no you don't, you're not getting rid of me, nor am I going to let you go past me that easily, Lord Pharix. Broly, Vegeta, listen! I'm not sure on how long I'll be able to hold him, and so if you're going to attack him, then hurry and do it now!" Very interesting, Raizo went on to continue to observe by responding, and as I find myself intrigued by the resilience and resourcefulness of these Saiyans, as it would only appear as though each time Lord Pharix mounts an attack with the hope of isolating one of them, it would only go as far as to show that the others would quickly converge to shield and support the one whom is placed in danger, in thus turning what would be a moment of vulnerability into an opportunity of teamwork for them, Raizo continues. And as I will go as far as to say that this does speak volumes about their growth as warriors, but the only one among them who doesn't seem to be as sharp as the other two is the Saiyan that goes by Broly, which only now makes me further question on whether or not this is the very first time that he was ever shown having to work with these two Saiyan mortals or not. Interesting. Well, either way, I don't see these warriors pulling through against Lord Pharix with the clean victory over him in the end. However, I will go as far as to say that if this continues to go the way that it does, then, well, this might pose a much greater challenge for Lord Pharix than how he originally intended. To which, back up towards the sky with both Broly and Vegeta shown having to smash into Pharix before Goku was from that point then shown having to knock Pharix back down onto the ground, was when Goku then went on to chime in, "We went and tried telling you once before, but maybe now you can start to open your eyes and see that even if you are stronger than us with vastly more battle experience than us, even then we would much rather perish in battle against you and be destroyed trying than ever let you try and walk all over us like how you wanted to do." But it was only with Pharix then shown having to land back down on his feet before proceeding to fire multiple energy blasts towards the sky was when Pharix then went on to respond, "The tales of your foolish tropes while being instructed by a worthless and lazy god of destruction such as Beerus has only blinded you fools from the truth, even if you just so happen to be able to wield the power of a god. And while you blindly continue to resist me in battle, I will carry on and continue to tear into your warrior spirits until I have ripped away the very core of what drives you mortals in battle, and as I go and rip it right out of your bodies," with Vegeta then having to quickly respond, "I'll try and hold out for as long as you can so that we can go and find a way to break through his attacks and go back on the move before he is given a chance to try and go and turn the tables on us completely." Wait a second, Goku then quickly went on to respond by having to look down below. "I don't see him below us anymore, which means that he's using this as a way to create a diversion, so I think he's coming right for us, you guys." Well, at least one of you was taught to see beyond the mere physical and look into the eyes of your enemy to know on what their true intentions are going to be. But it doesn't matter now, because let this be a lesson in knowing where your place is when compared to the might of a god, as I will now go and do unto you exactly on what it was that I've been waiting for this entire time, for I am going to grab hold of all of you and ensure that I choke the very life out of each of you. All three of you together at once until I have watched you all squirm beneath my feet, just exactly as your destroyer was shown previously doing when we watched him squirm against Lord Reno. And now that I am able to grab hold of you mortals and have you right where it is that I need for you all to be," Pharix continues, "I am going to now take you mortals out for a bit of a spin around this world, and so whatever it is that you do, try not to allow yourselves to go and break your necks." To which seconds later, with Universe 16's God of Destruction now shown having to use his bandages after having to wrap it around all three of their necks, and from that point them being shown swinging them around over and over and over again, was when Vegeta quickly went on to then chime in, "Kakarot, he'll break our necks if we don't find a way out of this. So let's try and use all of the power that we can use and just
try to blast our way into breaking free, Vegeta. Oh, damn it, right now. Hurry, because we don't have the time.
To which, surprisingly, unfortunately enough, with this having to now work in setting both Vegeta and Goku free, was when Goku then went on to quickly shout,
there we go. Now quickly, Broly, if you can't find a way to break loose, then try and use those straps of his to grab and pull him right towards us this way. I know that you can do it, and so that's right, just like that, and so don't let him pull you in, but instead, I want you to use your strength and go and throw that God of Destruction over here towards our direction instead.
As with Broly being the powerhouse that he is, as he was now shown having to then do so, was when Vegeta then quickly went on to then chime back in.
Yes, it worked. Hurry, Kakarot. Let's go and attack him at the same time and together, and we'll go and smash him down onto the ground until he's hit the floor below. Hurry!
To which that was exactly what Broly was then shown doing upon Goku and Vegeta being shown collectively attacking Pharix before having to all three of them be shown having to knock Pharix down, was when Angel Rizal then went on to chime back in. Now I will go as far as to say that I have never seen mortals with this much determination in wanting to see a battle through like this, and it's because of this very revelation that I do believe that Lord Pharix is starting to see it now too for himself, and because of this, I can now also see a growing impatience in Lord Pharix's actions, for it is a subtle yet significant departure from his calculated approach to more of an instinctual and potentially reckless approach, he adds, as I fear that if he allows for these actions to go and get the better of him, since of course he is looking to force all three Saiyans into submission, then this could ultimately prove to be rather dangerous even for him, but we will wait and see on what he will do, as it only now looks as though Universe 16's God of Destruction had had enough, because as soon as Pharix was from that point then shown creating 2 Hakai balls within the palm of his hands, was when Pharix then went on to continue,
Insolence, enough is enough, and I have had it with these number games that they continue to play against me. Wait, and just where did those fools just decide to run off to? Unless, yes, but of course, Pharix adds, an ambush. Now I see, but try as you all would like, because this will be the last face and the last battle that you mortals will ever live to see. Now show me your worst. To which, as Goku, Vegeta, and Broly were now gearing up and unleashing their most powerful attacks, was when Goku then went on to respond, this is it, you guys. This is our one and only chance, and quite possibly the only ever chance that we will ever get to finish this. And so now let's go and hit this God of Destruction with all of the power that we have together, with Vegeta chiming in, and whatever happens, don't let up and don't even think about dropping your guard until we are finished, and finished for good. You are all fools, and now I will blow you all away forever, Pharix shouts, as Goku then went on to quickly respond, and so now, all together, you guys, fire!
To which both sides were then shown doing, because with the giant beam collision now shown having to take place, was when Goku then went on to continue,
oh, darn it, just keep pushing, you guys! Yes, while your efforts are second to none, and with power as impressive as the ones which you mortals are shown using against me, Pharix went on to then quickly add, you will not find it within yourselves to be able to overcome a force which you simply cannot understand. Oh, this is just insane. How is it that this destroyer is able to muscle out this much power despite the three of us using all that we have against him is beyond me, but I'm not going to stop until we've beaten him once and for all, Vegeta shouts, with Goku then quickly chiming in, we're starting to lose way too much ground here against him, Vegeta, and if we don't hurry and try to turn this around against him, then we aren't going to be able to keep this going for much longer without burning out of power completely, and so we're going to have to try to either give it more than what we are right now, or try something different, because if we don't, then we aren't going to make it, and so we've got to try and turn this entire thing around, or else he's going to overtake our attack completely, as Vegeta then went on to quickly shout, oh, don't let him drive us back like this, damn it! Remember why we're here and what it is that we're fighting for, damn it! And so now don't let this be where we lose! guys! Yes, I can feel you Saiyans starting to lose more and more ground as you continue to struggle against me, Pharix went on to then shout. And so it's not going to be long now until you are all destroyed. And I know that you know it because I know it, and so you might as well just say your final words now, because this is where our battle will reach its end, mortals. But then, it was only just then within that very moment as our heroes continued to struggle where they visibly then began to notice something changing within Broly, as Goku then went on to look over by commenting, "Wait, Vegeta, do you feel that too? It's Broly, his aura and his power, it's changing, and that energy, is he about to..." "Yes, he is," Vegeta went on to then shout upon Broly now being shown visibly transforming and unleashing more power upon their blast and pushing Pharix back. "It's that green berserker form of his. He somehow was able to find a way to use its power, Kakarot. Then this is our one and only chance," Goku then went on to shout. "Now let's give it all that we have and hit him with our full power now while we can." To which that was exactly what Vegeta, Goku, and Broly were now shown doing upon Broly now being shown momentarily transforming, because with Pharix now being shown getting in a defensive position as he was now being shown overtaken was when Pharix then went on to shout, "Oh, what? But where were they able to generate this additional power from? Oh, curse them!" To which it was only right then and there within that very moment as Universe 16's God of Destruction was then shown having to be overtaken by the Saiyans' attack and from there causing a massive explosion, with Universe 16's Angel Rizal being shown having to oversee this while creating an energy barrier to protect himself was when Rizal then went on to chime in, "Now I see," which only goes to show me on exactly how these Saiyans were able to get the better of Lord Pharix within the moment, which is a rare sight, dare I even say, for even me to behold as well, as it appears that Lord Pharix has severely underestimated the profound synergy that arises when Saiyans unite in battle, which is what ultimately had now led to this, as their combined forces are not only merely additive, but they are rather instead multiplicative, with each warrior amplifying the other's strengths and creating a tapestry of power that is far more daunting than its individual outputs, and only from there overpowering Lord Pharix briefly from within that very moment. But as good as their combined efforts were and as powerful as they all appear to be, whether standing alone or while together, Rizal went on to then continue, Lord Pharix wasn't appointed as Universe 16's God of Destruction overnight, and so we will wait and see on what will happen once the dust cloud settles. In which moments later that was exactly what was then shown happening, because with Rizal then shown having to lower his barrier was when Rizal then went on to continue, and well, because if I didn't know any better and if I had to go and take a guess on what will come from this, despite of course the Saiyans getting the better of Lord Pharix for a brief moment in time during their battle, then I still don't believe that they are quite finished here just yet. But then again, that attack of theirs sure did happen to appear to have done a number on Lord Pharix as well. But let's now just go and wait and see on what the next move on the chessboard will be. To which back on over with Vegeta, Broly, and Goku now shown powering down and reverting back down to their base levels was when Goku then went on to chime in, "Alright, so I think that we may have got him good with that one, you guys. There we finally go. Now that ought to go and show that annoying destroyer on what it means for us to stand on what it is that we stand for. And so now good riddance for that," Vegeta went on to then respond. "Oh, well, thank goodness that this is finally over," Goku responds upon them being shown dropping down on the floor. "You know, for a second, if it weren't for Broly, then we would have been goners." But as soon as they were beginning to then talk amongst each other was where from out of nowhere up above them in the sky as Angel Rizal went on to oversee them was when Rizal then went on to quickly chime in, "Well, as impressive as your display just now against Lord Pharix was, I wouldn't start celebrating a false victory just yet, Saiyans. And well, because instead I would like for you all to look a little closer and take a deeper look at what's right in front of you." To where that was exactly what the Saiyans ended up doing, because behind the smoke as a silhouette of Pharix was then beginning to show as the dust slowly began to settle on down was when Pharix went on to then chime in, "You pesky insects. Now what I would like to know is just where in the world did you get the idea that this fight between us was over and done with? Because as you can clearly see, I'm still standing, and so I don't know where it was that you mortals were able to possibly find enough power within the heat of the moment to go and overpower my Hakai cannon. But as you can clearly see, based on our current conditions, Pharix went on to then step on out by responding, I'm still ready and able to continue this, whereas you are all utterly depleted. Wait, say what now? It didn't work. Well, now what are we supposed to do? Goku questions, with Pharix then having to quickly chime back in. In all my years, never, and I mean never, did I ever come face to face and go blow for blow with any mortal warriors who were able to damage me as badly as you Saiyans have. But here you can see that I'm still standing, with Goku then having to question, I don't like this. Vegeta, should we hurry and go do the dance or what? And now that I have the three of you right where I want you, Pharix continues upon them being shown having to raise his arm, your combined efforts against me was nearly proven to be successful in taking me down for good if it wasn't for my ability to hold out against such a deadly force. But even now, as I stand before you all, I hereby stand before you as a witness to the might and unbreakable resolve that thrives within the heart of warriors who have proven to be true to their cause. Pharix went on to then shockingly stick his arm out by responding, for you have not only survived, but you have transcended the expectations of both mortals and gods alike against me in battle, and because of that, I hereby extend my hand to you all as a sign of respect for a job well done and for a very good battle, despite being unable to defeat me all on your own. Pharix continues, as your unity in the face of my destruction and your refusal to yield against me are the benchmarks of what make a true warrior, and for that, you have earned my respect. Pharix continues upon now being shown having to lift the Saiyans up by his arm, and as a god of destruction, it is my role to challenge the structure of power and test the might of those who shape the foundations of their respective universes, and in this case, with yours being Universe 7, and while I see now that Beerus may have been onto something when taking the three of you in and accepting you, I am now going to go and keep my end of the deal and do as I said and relinquish any hostile devotions that I may have towards your embarrassing god of destruction, Beerus, with Goku then chiming in, you know, I gotta admit and say that I wasn't too sure if we were going to be able to beat you or not back there, but, well, either way, I'm glad that it all worked out for the better in the end, and not for nothing, but you are seriously no joke when it comes down to the way you fight as a destroyer god either, because, well, I'd be lying if I said that you didn't have me a little worried out there, with Pharix responding, well, you were all lucky to have trained and had been trained the way you were, otherwise I would have annihilated you all the very moment we started to engage in battle. And as I will go as far as to say that although I never would have expected for such a lazy and stubborn destroyer such as Beerus to ever consider a mortal, let alone three, as being worthy enough to acknowledge, but I will say that he did in fact make a very smart call by doing so in the end, Saiyans. Oh, and well, I in fact actually second that. Angel Riser went on to then touch back down by having to then chime in, and as I noticed that while you all stood united as one, did you only have a better shot at holding off Lord Pharix in battle, and even go as far as to do something which many may not lay claim and say, and that is, well, push Lord Pharix into actually trying, Rizel continues, which, speaking of, allow me to go and heal you while you decide on what we will be going and doing next, Lord Pharix, with Pharix responding, yes, and I know exactly on what we will do, which, given how I had agreed in answering any of the questions that these mortals would have, whether it be involving something they've seen within the Window Realm, or about this universe, or even their own miserable god of destruction, and as I do believe that a gathering is in order, so that way we can have the chance to speak while I gather more information on just what kind of training these mortals have done in order to reach such levels of strength, and that includes Broly's training as well. Oh, and what an excellent idea indeed, Rizel went on to then chime in by having to heal Pharix, and while your strength returns to you, I will go on ahead and prepare a feast to not only celebrate the fierce contest that you were just shown enduring against these mortals, but this will also be a great way to foster a deeper conversation of your valiant opponents as well, Lord Pharix, with Pharix responding, then you will go and do exactly that then, Rizel. Tell me now, do you mortals wish to partake in this feast while we go about by honoring the agreement, with Goku then
having to question, well, I mean, what do you say, you guys? With Vegeta chiming in, I don't know about this, and how do we know that this isn't some kind of a trick that you're trying to pull on us? With Pharix responding, there will be no such tricks that will be pulled here, especially while we feast as one together, and so in the meantime, go and heal them while you're here, Rizal. To which, as Rizal was then shown having to heal Vegeta, Broly, and Goku, was when Pharix then went on to continue, now come and let us take our leave as we go and discuss a few important matters at hand, and while you follow my lead, I want you to go and serve us up several meals, Rizal, as you'll never know if we may have some unexpected guests join us in the meantime, Pharix continues. But even now, we will hereby leave this place and eat elsewhere, as I do in fact have a few questions of my own to ask you as well, on top of course also having to keep my promise in answering all of your questions as well. And so now hurry it up before I go and change my mind, for you will not be so lucky to have me address you with such mercy ever again, as it was only right then and there now during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the Resurrected Fallen Gods of Destruction, the Universe 16 Saga Manga Chapter number 8 finale then comes to a close.
Actually, I'll go and take it from here, as I do want to go as far as to address something with all of our dear viewers at the moment. As before I go and give you the following information, if you aren't already a member of Unreal's Patreon community, then you are truly missing out on so much without you even knowing. As not only is the next episode already on the page, but if you want to support all of the content that you see and gain access to tons of exclusives along the way, then we do encourage for you all to become members of our Patreon community today, for we will link it all down in the description box below and pinned comment section. Now, I will go as far as to say that although this was an incredible battle to watch unfold despite our heroes nearly being destroyed in the process, each of them, including Lord Pharix, had went along to showcase a very impressive battle out there, despite our heroes being depleted in the end. But if you thought that this journey that our heroes are currently on was over, then you better think again, because this is only but the beginning of so much more that's coming, and so you do not want to miss out on what is about to happen coming up next. So we hope that you all enjoyed today's video, as before you leave, do make sure to give this video a thumbs up by smashing that like button on your way out, as well as subscribing to UnrealEntGaming's channel in case you are new around here. We thank you all for watching and hope you all have a wonderful day, everyone, as we'll see you all in the next one.
Hello! Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to UnrealEntGaming?
Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch.
Roshi!
Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.